Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. And today I wanted to talk about a news story that suddenly started getting reported overnight in most of the major news outlets here in the United States, and that is that there will be free marijuana for everyone at the inauguration in a week or so. Now, well, not for everyone, but I'll get to that in a moment. At first, I thought maybe this was a hoax or a joke or something, but I went out and looked at some of the news stories, and it seems that it is, in fact, a real thing. And what this is a protest of sorts being sponsored by the DC Cannabis Coalition. Now, this is an organization that promotes the legalization of the use of marijuana, of cannabis, here in the United States, and in fact, was instrumental in passing Initiative 71 in 2015, which is an ordinance, if you will, in the District of Columbia that legalized the use and possession of up to 2 ounces of marijuana. So you can, in the district, possess up to 2 ounces. You can use it, you can grow it, you can give it away, but you cannot sell it. So they are having this protest, such as it were, in order to press the agenda of legalizing marijuana at the federal level. Now, I'd like to explain a little bit about how the structure of law in the United States works. The federal law is the highest law of the land, I suppose. Of course, the Constitution is the highest law in the land. But the federal law, the overriding rule of law, which is passed to apply to everyone in the United States. Now, the laws below that become the state laws, the county laws, the municipal laws, township laws perhaps, and those laws cannot countermand a higher authority. They can only make things more restrictive. So in our federal parlance, the federal government makes laws about many things, but then they leave the things to the states that, they're not going to make a decision on. The use of marijuana is one of those things, and some states here in the United States have, in fact, legalized marijuana or repealed their laws against it. I mean, net effect is the same. And so in the District of Columbia, they have, of course, passed this Initiative 71 in 2015 to legalize the use of marijuana within the district. But it is still illegal to use it on federal property, even though the federal government has said, okay, you can't use it on federal property, but beyond that, the states are going to make the decisions. Or, well, D.C. functions sort of like a state because it's an independent city. Now, the Cannabis Coalition on Inauguration Day is going to pass out 4,200 joints. Now, for those of you that English is not your first language, joint is an idiomatic expression for a marijuana cigarette. Now, as I understand it, they're encouraging people to go ahead as a protest and light up their joint at 4 minutes and 20 seconds into the new president's inauguration. And the 420 apparently is a code in popular culture for marijuana, whence the 4,200 joints and the 4 minutes and 20 seconds. They are, however, warning people that doing so at the inauguration, of course, which is on federal land, it's in front of the Capitol building, is against the law, and you run the risk of being arrested. So it's kind of a confusing message. Yeah, we'd like you to do this, but if you do this, you're going to be arrested, so you're on your own. To me, it's a little contradictory. Which way are we going with this? But whatever. So anyway, it's just it struck me as a really bizarre news story. They were going to go. Now they're going to be handing out these joints at DuPont Circle, but not in the circle, because within the center of what's DuPont Circle, which is a traffic circle here in Washington, D.C., is federal land. There's a monument there and a fountain and everything. That's all federal land. So you can't walk across the street into the DuPont Circle and smoke your joint. They'll be giving them away outside of DuPont Circle on the other side of the street, which is the District of Columbia, where it is legal. And of course, no money is going to exchange hands because, well, that's against the law too, but they can give them away And, it's a promotional thing to get their word out and to promote their agenda of legalizing marijuana at the federal level. I don't know, folks. I don't really have an opinion about this. I don't think that we're going to be able to be there to cover this for you on Inauguration Day. I don't know.
Look, I don't want to mess with no reefer addicts.
We may well be in town for the inauguration, but I don't know if we'll get out to DuPont Circle to do any interviews at the Cannabis Coalition. I had other things in mind maybe to do that might be related to this. However, again, I don't know what we're going to be covering that day, or, it's going to be crowded and how much we can get done that day. So if you're going to be in D.C. on Inauguration Day and you want to get baked, go down to DuPont Circle at 8 a.m. in the morning, and the Cannabis Coalition will be happy to give you a joint. Things have changed so much from when I was a young fellow. It's a very, very different world I live in now. So anyway, you can go ahead and just type into your search engine of your preference, free marijuana on Inauguration Day. And of course, it's going to pull up all the major news outlets that have already reported on this. I just thought that it was interesting enough that I would go ahead and share that with you if you're interested. And so I'd like to thank you for joining us here. I hope you've enjoyed this little breaking news piece. If you've got questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. I love hearing from all of you. I try to get back to everybody I can. If you're new here, hey, pick subscribe and come along for the adventure. We got lots more to show you. And as always, thank you for watching.